Hello and welcome to another episode of me painting again. Oh yeah, we're painting again. And today I'm just looking through my brushes. Gotta use this brush. And I'm gonna do a bit of a painting. Oh yes, I've got the sketchbook out. I've got a few acrylic paints, just a brown, a green, a red, a yellow, a blue and a white. This is like a mango, I think. Have a look. Mango. I knew it was. A mango yellow. But I just wanted any yellow, really. I think I've come to the painting conclusion that I can use any colour, it doesn't really matter. Well, it kind of matters, but in a way it doesn't. So, blue and a brown. You can see that. And a white. I'm going to just start putting in the sky, because it's quite a bit more blue in the sky. So this is just a tan coloured sketchbook. We're going to start putting this colour in. Might need a bit more of the old well, that's a bit better, a bit brighter. I'm just going to sort of mix on. It's just a plate, this is. A lot of the old painters from the past, that's what they used to use actually. They used to use ceramic palettes. So it works quite well because you can just wipe it off. Bit of light there. That's nicer. A bit of colour here. So I'm going to make sure that I keep my paint wet. I've just got a little, whoops. Spray, give it a quick spray. An atomizer is probably the best, I'm just using this. It works, it's okay, it works. Yeah, what I mean about when I was saying I don't really think the colours matter so much is because I used to be so strict on buying paints of specific colours. And over time I've changed my mind on it. I just, whatever's available, I'll just use it. So start this painting like so. Nice. It's a good sky actually. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, as a sort of blocked in the sky, then I can start sort of changing it a little bit. Use a bit more the darker colour. And I've actually got a photo on my computer screen to watch. Well, to paint. And a drink. I've got a decaf coffee today. I need to start cracking open the hot chocolates again. So I've not made a video in a while because I've been working on a kid's book that I'm trying to get finished, and it's a lot of effort. It's a lot of effort to get one of them done. If you've ever tried one, it is a lot of effort. I'm enjoying it though. I might do some videos on it. Sometimes I think to myself, oh, should I bother making a video on that? I think it's not really what my channel was or is, but then I was thinking, well, it's what I'm doing, so I might just do it. I think I overthink things sometimes about videos, because some of my most popular videos in my YouTube history are ones I just did on a whim. I didn't really think about it, I just did it. A little bit of light. Oops, just dropped my brush in there. So we're trying to get some life in this sky, because I don't want it to be bland and boring. Because this sky anyway, the reason why I liked it is because it's got a lot of movement in it. But it's good to have like the start, get that start going, and then you can have fun. So I'm going to grab a little bit of green. Yikes. I forgot how strong phthalo green is. Wowza. I needed the smallest dot really. Just wash my brush. I'm going to wipe that off my palette. Getting in a mess now. Look at that. I wiped my yellow by accident. Oops. Anyway, it might help actually. Put them both together. Bit of blue, bit of yellow, bit of the green. I should get something that I want. Bit of white, bit more yellow. Bit more blue. So there's this bit of a field here. Don't want it to be too green, but I wanted a green hint. It's quite nice. Time for another drink. Hope you're relaxing watching or relaxing painting along. I'm trying to paint in a very relaxed manner because I find painting relaxing actually, but sometimes when you're filming yourself you don't seem to get that same relaxedness. So today I'm making sure I got that relaxedness that I want. So I'm telling myself all the time not to tense my shoulders, keep my shoulders relaxed. Right, let's put in a few trees in the background. I'm sure you know that if you put your trees in a similar colour to your sky, just a little bit darker, like this, I'll show you. It's a little hint of tree. They'll, pardon me. Probably shouldn't drink coffees and stuff while I'm painting. Makes you burp. Anyway, yeah, it makes him distant, because if you do a really dark tree, it come forwards, and you don't want to do that. Well, I don't anyway. I want it to stay distant. And you can go as detailed as you want. Hopefully they're visible. As they dry, they'll become more visible, or less visible, I should say, because they'll dry a bit fainter. Something else that I do when I'm painting, and you'll see this more when I start putting in the darker areas, The Darkers. That could be a new film. The Darkers of the Painting. So the dark areas of the painting. I'm going to switch brushes. This is a number, not sure. But it's a smaller brush. And not too expensive. I don't go for the expensive brushes. Because they're, well, for one, they don't sell them at the range. And that's why I got a lot of my paints from the range and Hobbycraft. And they don't really, well, they didn't have them in anyway, any expensive ones. So here's my dark bits. I was on about the darker areas. And I want them to be really dark. When I first started painting, when I was a beginner, I say that openly because I do feel like a beginner still. I always feel like I'm still learning to paint every time I start painting. But I've got a bit of experience painting now than I used to. Which you would do, wouldn't you, if you do some paintings. Anyway, I didn't used to go very dark. I like this. I remember the first time I looked out there and I was painting and it was dark. The trees were real dark like this. And I when I painted them dark, the way I saw them, it sounds like a simple thing. But I remember it being a massive thing. I was like, oh my goodness, it's changed everything about painting for me now. I was like, I didn't realise that I needed to go so dark. But if it's dark when you look, then yeah, you do. I don't know what that is. I don't know if I was scared or something. I don't know. Maybe I was scared to put too much paint down or something. So I've done this scene before in a painting, but I didn't really do it justice. So I'm doing it again. The dark area there as well. So if you squint your eyes when you're looking, you can get these dark bits and you start picking them up with your eyes. So there is actually a building that I'm not going to put in, so I don't like it. There is a building. So we've got a path that goes towards us, so we'll probably finish the painting there. Probably there. Like that. So I'm not too fussed about putting tape around it, but that is a way of you might like doing. You can put some masking tape around your page, and then what happens is when you finished your painting, you can take your masking tape off, and then it all looks fantastic because you get a nice clean edge around it. But I've had a few issues doing that, so I've heard all kinds of tricks on how to prevent your paper from tearing, because that's what happened to me. My paper tore, and I was really upset because I spent ages on this sketch that I did, and then the paper tore, and I was like, oh no, couldn't believe it. So what I'm doing is I'm looking at the light and dark, because there's a bit of light on there, and I'm trying to get the dark bits and the light bits. Here's a bit weird. It's a little bit on the... I'll just put this in here. There's all kinds of growth going on here, but we'll just block it in for now. And then there is a bluish sort of tint in here, so I'll put that in as well. With a little bit of my greeny colour. Half goes off there. I'm just going to give my palette a spray. I mean, it's doing quite well really, it's not drying. So far, so good. I have a tea towel as well that I use to wipe my brush, so I can wipe off any excess paint, especially if you're going from dark to light with your colour. You want to be able to just give it a wipe. Just happy days then, and then you can carry on. So it's looking pretty good. I quite like this dark. Do you see how that makes a difference? I thought I missed something though. It's a bit of a blue shadow that goes along here. Like that. Put that in. Zip. So now we can pick where we want to paint next. I'm thinking we probably should put a bit more green. So look at the green that I'm using. I take that bit there. Don't make the mistake of taking loads of phthalo green. That's got a bit too brown now. Let's go over here. That's better. Let's get a bit of that red in there. See what we can create. We do need a sort of a reddish colour. That's quite nice. That looks like what I need for over here actually, so I'll put that in here. Sort of shapes and things here. See, sometimes when you're painting the undergrowths stuff, it's hard to see what's what. So again, I tend to squint my eyes and look for those big shapes and use a brush to pick them out. There's some of this colour up here as well, up there. So down here as well. I'm going to have some trees here. Okay, so I might switch brushes. I want something. I wanted my liner brush, but I left it in some oil paint. So that one's out of the question. Whoops. What have we got here? This brush is interesting. Might work. Small. I'm getting yellow in this reddish, brownish colour. So we've got trees in front of this. I might move my palette a second, so I don't want to put my elbow in it, because that happens. So here we go. Let's put a tree just growing here. It's actually quite dark up there. Just sort of made that disappear a little bit. Holding my plate like I would if I was using a palette. Bit of dark in that, I don't like that. And there's actually quite a lot of, you sort of see specks. It looks like specks. I think they're old dead leaves and stuff, actually. So I'm going to put them in. Specks of colour. A little bit of the dark in this as well. Here and there. Yeah, I took this picture and because I was wanting more things to do paintings of, and I thought this would be quite a good one for me to practice. Bit of white in that, because you can see in the in my reference picture, you can see light on areas like that. I suppose they are silver birches. Had a bit of the hair dropping out of the brush. Gone a little bit too wide there, don't like that. Just get rid of it. Yeah, something else that I used to do that I don't do anymore is I used to try and get paintings done in like a time limit. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm just going to paint and then see what happens. Suppose the only time that probably I would do is if I'm outside and it's cold and I'm painting and I think my hands are cold, I need to wrap this up quick. I need to get this done and out of here. Good fun is that, painting outside, it really is. I need to do it more, to be honest. You do learn a lot. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, you don't get that many people doing it. I don't see very many people. When I've done it, I've not seen anyone I was even painting at the coast and I saw nobody painting other than me. Suppose it's a job, isn't it? It's a job to do it. Carrying around a sketchbook. The only time I saw other people doing it was when I was in London and I was doing it in the park, and there was quite a lot of people doing it. That was pretty awesome. Right, I think we've done enough on that area. I don't like this, so I'll just dull it like that. It was standing out a bit too much for me. Okay, there we go. That'll do me, I think, for now. Now, what do we want now? We want sort of kind of a cold. I kept making myself a yellow then, and I'm like, kind of a bit too yellow, I suppose. Maybe that's the problem. So I'm making a yellowish. Maybe it needs red in it. That's nicer. So I'm going to lighten up some of this. So we've got some light going. Shing, 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 shing. Like that, and just going to warm it up a little bit. Like that, then it goes really dark here, and then it gets lighter again on the top there. There's a bit of green in that. And there's a bit more green. Like that. Bit more of this colour, more of a coldness. Needs to be a bit colder, a bit more blue in it. Yeah, that's more like it, a bit colder blue. I need a bit more dark going along this area. Some really dark now. Darker than that. The darkest of the dark is sort of there. And that bit there. In between these light areas that I've created, I want a bit of a darker colour as well. Just sit back, have a look at that. It's not quite there yet still, that area, but I'm going to carry on with this bit as well. Get rid of that yellow of the paper, I should say. Catching some really nice areas there. So I want a little bit of a white and blue. Catch some of these sort of areas with that. Okay. Now, I want some trees on the other side. There's a really good one here. Goes. So I've made it bigger than it really is, by the way. Just for the change, you see. 'Cause I don't want it to be the same as what I can see, because I want to make this more of a country painting. And I've those woods over there, I've painted in those, and behind that bit of the woods there's actually a bit of a lake, and when it all dried up, I was painting in there. And it was really good. I want to get some more of this dark in here. And then we can start putting in a bit of the light that's there again. Because there is light that is smacking onto this tree a bit there. And it's hitting this tree as well, along there. Okay. Use a little bit of that colour on here as well, I think, just to bring it together a little bit. There's also a branch going up here, going like that. Goes across. And another colour to bring some of this in. Bit of the green, bit of the blue. Trying to get a balance in my colours really. Okay, now I'm going to go for my lightest lights again, using a warm colour, a warm white, sort of white to the pink I suppose it is. I need to lead this in here, like it in my picture it sort of leads in, gets a bit bigger, something like that. Give it that illusion of, and some of that light can hit some of this on the one side. So then also, looking at it, that light in the background is a lot lighter than what I've done it, so we'll lighten that again. Just to match it. Oh, the light's coming this way. I've only just worked that out, I don't know why. It's coming that way. It's hitting stuff like this. Because it's going there, isn't it? It's hitting this, but then it's not going any further. So it'd be hitting this side. But then it's not in the reference, it hits this side of the trees. How strange. I suppose there's clouds, isn't there? It needs to go somewhat like this. blue. Okay. I'm losing the shape of the path a little bit there, so I'm just going to cheat a little bit. Oh, that's better. Starting to bring it back a little bit now. Maybe I will put the building in. I might change it a bit to the way I want it. So it's there. The door. It's quite bright, the door is really. And the roof. Made that a bit too big, but I can just bring that in. This brush is terrible. Oh dear. Use a flat brush. I can do this better now. Look at that. Bit of light on it as well. Like this. And that's got a few bits on it. Down here. There's some light there as well. Okay. Just sitting back having a look. There's a missing element of like a light blue. Smattering of dust and stuff, frost and needs to be a lot darker. Going back to my darks again, trying to bring the darks in. And I'm coming back with my lights. Lights and darks, darks and lights. Just a little bit more there. There, more there. Might stretch that a little bit to there. Yeah, I think we're about there. Quite like the scene. I might put somebody in it, because I do see a lot of times somebody there. Just need it a bit more dark there. Get a lot of people walking their dogs and stuff. I might just put an indication of someone. I mean, you could make your little person as detailed as you want. I think I'll leave it at that, really. Maybe a couple of clouds. Not clouds, birds. Be good. Oops, I just pulled out a load of hairs from this brush. Put in a little bird there. Maybe another one. So just have a look at that. Yeah, I think I'm about there. That's about what I see. You can add more colour in areas if you wanted, more detail. That's why I'm thinking a bit more red in that. Just to add a bit more, a bit of red on that person. Just looking at that ground. But a little bit more yellow would make it sing a little bit more. Just making it sing a little better, a better tune. I think that's a bit better actually. So I think I'll call this one finished for now. It's good practice for me. Get back into the paints, and hope you enjoyed it. Hope you had fun listening and painting. And I'll see you at another episode. Cheers, bye.